Hey there, welcome on back. As always, I'm Carl with Target's Attitude, absent-minded professor of knives and all things sharp. So I'm back. Grab your pens and paper. Class is about to begin. Today, looking at the Buck Haxby. Yes, the Buck Haxby. Very nice little knife. Not so little, actually. I think you're going to like it. But before we get too far into this, let's get the syllabus work out of the way, shall we? For those of you new to the channel, welcome. Here on Fridays, we do mainly knife reviews. Occasionally, I'll do a review of a piece of camping or survival gear. You know, flashlights, compasses, cooking equipment, that sort of thing. But mainly knives. Then on Mondays, I do Knife Basics, what you really need to know. This is aimed more at the person who's new to the world of knives and wants to know what we mean by all these fancy terms. What is carbon fiber? What is a flat grind? What is a hollow grind? What's a lanyard hole? These sorts of things. It's aimed so that you don't have to worry about the next time you go to a show or a knife store and they start spouting off all this arcane words at you. You don't know exactly what they mean. Makes it a lot easier. Excuse me. For those of you who've been with us for a while, welcome back. I'm glad you made it. Just got one question for y'all. Have you subscribed yet? Good. I'm glad to hear that. For you newbies, if you want to subscribe as well, it's just like any other channel. Just hit that little subscribe button right down there, then you hit the bell next to it. You get notified every time I put up a neat new video. It's a win-win situation. But enough of that. Let's get back onto the knife, shall we? After all, this is what you're really here to see. The Haxby is a new for 2021 knife that Buck came out with. It is a big knife, really. I mean, for a pocket knife, that blade is 3 7/8 inches long, just barely short of 4 inches. The whole knife is, let me double check, the whole knife is 5 inches closed, so it's going to fill your pocket. Carbon fiber handle scales, which are quite nice. Gives you a smooth grip, but helps keep the weight of the knife down a little bit, which, considering the size, is important. Do you have a lanyard hole? And the pocket clip, unfortunately, is one side only. You're stuck with right hand tip up carry. You can't move it around, which is a shame. I wish you could, but still. Pivot point's got sort of a red coppery circle around it with a rather nice star design on the point itself. The blade, this is one of Buck's Chinese-made knives. So instead of being the 420 that Buck normally uses, this one is 7CR 17 MOV. But in spite of the fact that it's Chinese-made, it still has Buck's lifetime warranty on it, so I'd be inclined to trust a little bit more than many other Chinese knives. Interesting extended tang here for the flipper. As you can see, it's not assisted opening, but it is very smooth. Very nice fidget factor indeed. The liners are, unfortunately, I don't know if you can see, but they are solid. They are not skeletonized. So that adds a little bit to the weight. And as I say, it is kind of heavy. I mean, it weighs in at 4.5 ounces, 0.28 pounds shipping weight. All in all, rather comfortable hand. Question is, how will it do on a standard barrier test? Well, let's find out, shall we? Start off. Oh, come on. I only need one sheet of paper. I don't need a whole ream. There we go. One piece of scratch paper. And, let's see here. Oh yes, that is very nice, very smooth. It's a flat grind drop point knife, as you can see. Very sweet belly, and it did fast work with that, that's for sure. Let's see how it does on cardboard. Standard corrugated cardboard. I haven't had a chance to do much with this one, but let's go ahead and took that flap off quite easy. Yeah. Stabs right through. Beautiful. This will make short work of just about any box I can think of. Very, very nice. Okay. Paracord. If you're out in the field, you never know when you might need a piece of paracord. Even if you're at home, you might need a piece of paracord. Might need them. You cut some to make a lanyard for this. How does it do? Now that was like butter. Just sweet and smooth. Very nice. Let's get down to that tiny little loop that I can just get the tip through. Let's hope I can hold on to it this time. And as y'all know, I've lost a bit of control on my left side from COVID, but let's see. One. And launch. Okay. Well, it still cut the others really nicely. So, let's see here. Paper, cardboard, paracord. Leather. As you can see, I got another piece of leather out. So, let's see how we do on this. Oh my. Yeah. Very sweet. Cutting that as smooth as glass. Again, can't complain about that at all. Zip tie. Let's see how it does on the zip tie, shall we? Those of you who have been with me for a while know my views on zip ties. Not only are they handy at gun shows and knife shows to secure your gun so that it cannot be fired. It's security guards love them as makeshift handcuffs. Electricians use them to put up wire harnesses and keep wires under control. They're even great for doing some bushcrafting. You can tie a tripod together with this faster than you can paracord and hold it long enough to do the job. The knife just cut that right smoothly. Very sweet. Let's see here. Just as sweet if you needed to trim it. Let's see how it does with chopping it, shall we? Get a piece of cherry here. Yeah. Measure twice, cut once. Works fine until your math is off. I forgot to carry the two. So, but, oh yeah. Chopping that just beautifully. And as long as we've got this piece of cherry in our hands, let's see. It's feathering it up nicely. That's beautiful. Let's see here, how about chopping? Now from the wood chips running Rain down on me, I'd say this is doing a pretty good job, especially for a wood as hard as cherry. That's, why not? Normally I'd use a piece of pine for this, but okay, where'd my glove disappear to? Okay, there it is. There it is. After I cut my hand on one knife, I'm not. That's way out of. Okay. Since this piece is too long, we'll get something a little shorter. And while we're at it, let's see how it does. Yeah, I can use it to trim scrap off very easily. So let's see how it does this way. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to baton beautifully. Not that I recommend batoning with a folding knife, because that pivot is going to be a weak spot that will give away sooner or later, but you know, for one time as a test, it did beautifully. Let's see here, what's next? Two more things, if I remember correctly. Let's see here. Start with wiring harness. You never know when you find yourself like I am and have to do an emergency repair on the wiring harness to your trailer, and all you've got is your pocket knife. Let's see here. Went through that beautifully. Putting the wire on down. Quite nicely. Not bad at stripping it. Sweet. So, one last test here. Ferro Rod. Since that lock meets up beautifully, I mean, that's halfway across easy. Let's see how it does on a ferro rod, shall we? It's got rounded edges back here. It feels like it's got a nice edge up there. I'm getting some minor sparks, but nothing to write home about. That edge is just too rounded to really do a good job with sparks. How about that part? No. Again, way too rounded. Of course, if you wanted to take some sandpaper or file and smooth that edge out. Come on, computer. Sorry about that. Anyway, as I said, if you want to take a file or some sandpaper and square off that edge, probably do all right. But I'm not going to do it. I've got camping knives that strike sparks just beautifully, so why risk ruining this? In the meantime, Let's see if we did any damage to the edge with any of these tests. Definitely not. Yeah. That's just sweet as can be. Still sharp as you could want. Oh, I know what we've got to do. Hang package test. And let's go ahead and squeeze that in real quick, shall we? Tip is beautifully. There you go. Sweet as molasses. Oh, there you have it. Buck Haxby. Chinese made instead of American made? Yes, unfortunately. It still handles like a buck. And it's still got the buck warranty, so it's nicely centered blade. Nice in the hand. Very comfortable. All in all, definitely a worthy consideration. And I mean, it's just retail price is only $53.95. I'd have to look what I'm selling it for on the website, but I think it's right around $40. No, I can't remember all my prices without looking them up. I've got well over 500 knives on the website. I'm not good enough to remember all of those prices. But still. In the meantime, though, got a lot to get done today, so I'll wish you luck. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Meantime, I'll leave you with a couple videos over here I think you'll enjoy. As always, you can hit that target to subscribe. I hope you do. And remember, it may be ability that decides what you can do. Maybe motivation that decides what you will do. It's attitude that's going to decide how well you do it. So if it's worth doing, do it with attitude. Talk to you later. Bye now.